baby daddies like really confuse me, because how you ain't got your kids but you always broke? How you ain't got your kids but you still can't get your life together? Like, how does it take 10 and 15 years to get yourself together, but we as mother get ourselves together and they have all the same resources we have? I just never understood that. It's like they don't use their mind. See, that's why I'm gifting my baby daddy this book for Christmas. Yeah. The power of the subconscious mind. It's something going on in his mind. Like, he obviously is like battling something in his head that he need to overcome and understand that he could be that man if he put his mind to it. So I need all the mothers. If you got a baby daddy, a broke baby daddy at that, go ahead and let's all, as a group, since some way, somehow, all baby daddies act the same, let's for once come together, all baby mamas, and let's do something the same. Let's all get them this book, because obviously they need to read, because you know knowledge lies in books, which is why they don't have the knowledge.
A lot of you already did the same thing already. You know, you got a low quality man, and then somehow was surprised when he revealed himself to be a low quality man. You're saying essentially, like, can't read. Right? He doesn't read books. Was that a requirement to get with you? Was that a requirement to sleep with you? When we get so comfortable just shaming men, throwing them on the bus, saying that they ain't shit, and don't get me wrong, I'm gonna go with the claim that she's making. Her baby daddy ain't shit. I'm fine with making that claim. I know there's a large swath of men out there that ain't shit. I know. But somehow, when you want to make yourself seem like you're on such a higher level than them, yet they're the ones that you routinely have babies with. Routinely. You somehow didn't see that he had trouble reading. You somehow didn't see that he lacked ambition, lacked a job, lacked a drive. Yet there was something about him that made you say, yeah, let's have this kid. At what point do you stop, or do you realize that all the name calling, all the blaming starts to reflect back on you and say, for as terrible and awful as he is, as you're trying to make it out like in this post, you chose him. You allowed him in your life, and you continue to allow him in his life. Unless you got pregnant on the first try, you guys were together, but you allowed that type of behavior. So when the rest of us are looking and say, well, I have all those things that you're saying that a man, your baby daddy, should have, that you want to gift him this book and see. I've got the drive. I've got the ambition. I have the receipts. I have a storied history of success. And we're all looking at you guys and saying, well, what do you keep complaining about? You're doing the same things that you're so angry about again and again and again and again. And I think what it is, you all need your own app where you can just yell back and forth at each other. Leave us alone. Before we continue, like, comment, subscribe, hit the notification bell so you don't miss no uploads. Still trying to do 2 a day. So, if you're not getting any notifications, then yeah, notification bells. So take a look at that. So we're gonna play this again in a second, so we can go by some of these things bit by bit. But when you constantly out here saying that these men are terrible, I don't understand why there isn't this understanding that it's a reflection of you, who you spend your time with, who's closest to you, who you're known by. If I would say someone's name and they could name, oh yeah, that person's always with such and such, that's a reflection of you, your character, your standing. It's the same thing, even more so when you got a baby mama, you got a baby daddy, or you have children, or you have a wife, or you have a husband. It's the very same concept where you look at someone, you say, I may not know them, but I know your character. I know how you move. You hold yourself to a certain standard. So of course, anyone you allow in your life that gets close to you would be a reflection of that. When you get here and you have carte blanche and you feel fine with making fun of the father of your children, when we look at that, we listen. Say, yeah, you're right. Yeah, he's all these things. And you have a kid with him. It reflects poorly on you. Especially, we can understand that things happen. Things go left. Things go wrong. There's rug pull, there's rug sweeping. You suddenly understand something's different about this person. We get that. But the vast majority of the single parenthood, we can't say they're all like that. They're not all narcissists. They're not all abusers. Some of them is just, yeah, you and this guy, he was dog shit in the beginning. And something about that, you didn't mind the smell. So where you leave yourself with now is you constantly get on here screaming and yelling and talking ill about a man that was at one point in time good enough to hold your attraction, good enough to be in your bed with you. That's how we look at it. And when you don't at least acknowledge that part, when that doesn't pause that tongue for a second, we all think like you don't really understand the predicament you're in. You're only bound to repeat this. That's why when people get into the dating market after, things go south with the baby daddy, this is one of the reasons why men look and say your stock is a little lower. Not just that you have the kid and it's another resource, it's another bill, another something to look after, another thing to consider. That's another life. But your decision making and getting with the man that you so readily and easily sort of shit on, it makes us think, okay, you probably don't make the best decisions in life.
Baby daddies like really confuse me because how you ain't got your kids but you always broke? How you ain't got your kids but you still can't get your life together?
He was always broke, for one. Or he had that fast money, and that fast money is not a consistent money. That's a very simple thing. The fact that he can flash it, right? And some people, to be fair, your relationship with your baby daddy was shorter than your pregnancy. So you never really knew the man before you guys went that far. This is a consequence of poor vetting, of not looking ahead, not being intentional. And we're only, we're harping on her, strongly here because this is from her point of view. It's the same thing with men. When they see women and they just say, wow, I'm gonna put a baby in that. Well, okay, we can have the very same argument. You don't know what you're signing yourself up for because you don't know her character. You haven't really gotten to know her. You haven't really gotten to talk. You just saw a body. You said, yeah, I want to have fun with that. You never thought what would happen next. Am I financially ready to raise a child? And sometimes maybe you shrug because you've got 6 other kids and then mama's going to take care of them. There was some other creator that I saw. He was saying something about he looked like the quality of woman. She looked like she'd be a great single mom. She had her stuff together. And that's why he felt comfortable just getting her pregnant and bouncing. Stuff like that is deplorable, it's despicable. I want to point that out as frequently as possible. So someone in the comment section is like, oh no, you condone it. No, we all get this stupid. But when you constantly come here and talk about how stupid and awful these men are, we're always going to go back and say, so what did he say? What did he do? How did he move? How did he charm the pants off in order for him to get what he wanted?
Like, how does it take 10 and 15 years to get yourself together, but we as mother get ourselves together and they have all the same resources we have? I just never understood that.
You don't have the same resources. You don't, right? And again, I'm not making it seem that it's easier for you now that you're a single mom. Just the child rearing alone, the scheduling alone makes things incredibly difficult, incredibly tense. But the resources available for men that, oh, you have a kid, they're no different from any other man out there. There's nothing special that's given to him. Also, and this part is a little harsh. It's a little harsh. What we sometimes misconstrue as doing well, getting our life together, is surviving. That's really what it sometimes is. You're robbing Peter to pay Paul, and neither Peter or Paul has been paid. You're just getting by, and it's not any discernible quality of life where people will be envious of. We look at it and we say, wow, you're so brave. You just figured out, you figured a way. Yeah, you survived. That's a lot of times what it is. It's not something that we should be lauding. It's not something we should be praising. You had to find a way to make it happen. And that's what you did. It's not always pretty. It's not always as clean as we hope it is, or as glamorous as we pretend it is. Listen, I might be off base, right? If you got a different take, let me know. I'm always eager to hear those conversations and sharpen my own. But let me know down in the comments. If you see videos on your screen right now, take a look at those. Let me know your thoughts about those in those videos. And if you listen to my sound of voice at the end of this video, if you have not subscribed, I think you should. We're trying to build something dope over here. I'll see you in the next one.